Matar?
Matar, yes.
Miss Matar, this is your little girl?
Yes.
And according to your complaint, she was playing at a friend's house with your children.
Yes.
And that, unfortunately, she was bitten by your dog.
Yes.
This dog. And you seek reimbursement for your medical bills.
Yes, please.
There is no dispute that your dog bit her and scratched her, is that right?
Right. There's no dispute as to that, no.
Well, then why don't you tell me why you don't believe you're responsible for the child's medical bills?
First of all, Your Honor, my dog, he's really good. He always has a problem with sensitive ears. And when the children started coming over, I make sure, and I told him, the dog is fine, just don't pull his ears. Because he'll react. He reacts to adults, he reacts to us. It's a problem that he's had since he was a puppy. He's now 6 years old.
Okay, so that I found interesting in your answer. You said that the dog has had a problem with his ears since he was a puppy. Tell me what kind of problem.
It's really hard for me to tell you. I taken him to the vet, and he says, well, he just has sensitive ears. There's nothing wrong with him inside that he can see that's physical. It's just a sensitivity that he has.
Well, what has the dog done?
He hasn't done anything to anybody before. What he's done, and my daughter can probably show you, is if you grab his ears and try to extend them, he tries to move, kind of bite off your hand off his ears.
So he tries to bite off your hand to let...
because he is not comfortable with that. And that was something that I explained to the children, not only when they first started visiting, but every single time that they went to play with the dog. I said, you can play with him, you can pet him anywhere you want, just don't pull his ears. He's fine if you just, touch him down, but if you extend him, he has a problem with that.
Hi.
Hi.
Veronica, can you tell me about the day that you went and played in the house where that dog was?
First, I went to my friend Christy's house.
Is that their house? How old is Christy?
8.
8.
And how old are you?
8.
Okay, sit still, okay? So you went to play at the house, and what happened?
I pet the dog and he bit me
Where did you pet him?
on the head.
Did you pull his ears? You sure? You just went to pet him. Had you played with the dog before? Dog never bit you before. Where were you bitten, Veronica?
Over here and that.
Right over here where that mark is? Did it hurt? Did you have to go to the doctor?
The hospital.
What happened to you in the hospital?
The doctor put me some stitches.
Do you know how many stitches you had? And how long ago did this happen? A while ago? My eyes aren't so good anymore. So I need these glasses to really get a good look at, your face, because your face is beautiful. Right? Just had that little mark on it, so let me see. Come close to me. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. People aren't going to look at that. They're going to look at your gorgeous eyes. Right? I'm telling you. Okay. Why don't you go sit down? You feel better about going to sit down? Yes? Okay. Heard?
Sure.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to tell me?
It's obvious that it was in her house, it's her dog, and if she knows that he has a problem, keep him away from children. Don't give the responsibility for 8-year-old to know what she has to do.
And I understand what you're saying. The point, too, is that the responsibility of having a dog is almost, the words that your husband told me was, well, what kind of people are you to have a dog? Well, I'm sorry.
Miss Soria, listen to me. Things get hot when you're in the middle of a dispute. According to the child was not pulling his ears straight out, which is what you say causes him to act out that way. According to this little girl, that didn't happen. But clearly, someone is responsible minimally for the medical bills that these people incurred. Can I see your medical bills? Because as between this lady and you, it was within your home that this happened. So somebody is going to be financially damaged. And I'm not talking about the little mark that's on your daughter's face. That's going to go away, hopefully.
Well,
and
I have a report from a doctor that will scar forever.
well,
She has 2 scars on her face, one on her cheek, one under her nose.
I just want to know what the bill was so far.
We paid $2,500 cash for the plastic surgeon to do her face.
Okay. Mrs. Matar, I'm going to come to you. You seem like an intelligent lady.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that you knew that these people had a dog in their house. And an intelligent person also knows that when little children are around a dog, something can happen. Now, I'm not saying that you are responsible, but you clearly knew that they had a dog, right?
Things can happen anywhere you go.
Thank you.
Right.
That's my
Right.
point too. When a dog bites somebody, regardless of where, when, and how, it usually becomes the owners of the dog's responsibility. It's almost a relativity here as to, okay, so by default, you know.
No, Miss Soria, you're missing the point, madam. The point is that you were, aware of the fact that your dog had a problem. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Did you ever tell that to Mrs. Matar?
No.
Well, you see, that's a responsibility that you have. Because then Mrs. Matar would have been on notice. And she would have known that what you knew about your dog, that your dog had a certain sensitivity. And then I would say, well, she assumed the risk if she let her children go to your house to play. You can't say that I'm telling an 8-year-old and therefore I've completely absolved myself of responsibility. If you told the mother, and after you told the mother, she said, dog looks perfectly fine to me, I'm going to let my children go over there, then she is, in at least in part, negligent. You would agree with that, right?
Yes, I do.
But you didn't tell her, and that was a mistake. Telling the children is not telling her. Now, they have medical bills now of $2,500. Somebody's got to pay for that. You had the knowledge about your dog. She did not. So you have to pay these medical bills, and the judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
What
Bodies
about
Act.
the scars? I'm sorry, Your Honor. What about the other charges that I have to do another surgery for her to take out all the scars on her face?
Let me tell you something. Right now, to date, your medical bills are $2,500.
Okay.
Right? If you have additional medical bills, there on notice, they may be responsible. It may be that as your daughter gets older, this little mark that's right over here is going to fade.
I spoke to a specialist, which he
You
told
may
me that it
have
will
spoken
not.
to a specialist, but I'm telling you, as your daughter gets older, she's still a little child. Her face is going to grow, her skin is going to grow, and what looks like a 1/4 of an inch scar now may be nothing more than a dot later on, and you as a responsible parent might not want to put your child through an additional surgical procedure. So right now I'm giving you your medical bills to date, which are $2,500. Now you have to know, Ms. Matar, also, if you allow your children to go next door to a neighbor to play and the neighbor has a dog, a little dog like this, that looks perfectly harmless. There is always that risk. I don't think that there was anything malevolent about what the defendant did. I mean, according to what she tells me, the dog has never bitten anybody else. But you have a responsibility to tell the parents, not the children, of people that come into your house, that this dog has now bitten one child. Because the next time, if this happens to somebody else, you are responsible for punitive damages. Do you understand?
I understand.
That's all. Ms. Hotchman, according to these papers, you've known the defendant since she was in kindergarten. She was a friend of your daughter's.
That's correct.
Daughter's name is Jennifer.
Yes.
See, I read papers. And there came a time when you decided that you were going to let her rent a rental house that you had, along with your daughter and a third roommate whose name is Ben. Do we have a Ben here?
No.
So the three of them were going to live in this rental property that you had.
Yes.
And you moved in
Yes.
with Jennifer and Ben.
Correct.
But your daughter Jennifer was a slob.
Yep. Sure was.
Still is.
Was and is. And so you evicted her. Told her, go find someplace else to live with your cats.
Or clean up.
Or clean up. Good for you. How many cats did she have?
3, I think.
And 2 dogs. And 2 ferrets.
Anyways, that left you and Ben in the house.
Correct.
And there were some problems, but whatever the problems were, you say that she owes you some rent
Yes.
because you moved out, right?
Well, she evicted me.
Because you weren't paying the rent.
Correct.
And in addition, you were all supposed to go on some sort of a trip, skiing trip. And
Yes.
you purchased airline tickets, and you would promise to pay her if she bought your ticket. They were going as a family,
Right.
so you purchased a ticket, and she didn't go.
Right.
Well, that's not exactly how it happened.
I understand that.
Okay.
So that's what we have. We have the rent, and we have this airline ticket. How much in rent do you say she owes you?
$639. That's subtracting what she paid.
Okay, so she owes you $631 in rent. And how much was this airline ticket?
$262.
And you couldn't get the money back?
No, it's a non-refundable ticket, but it's a reusable ticket.
Oh, do you have the ticket?
I have the, it's an e-ticket from United Airlines.
Okay, that's an electronic ticket.
Yeah, so she
Okay.
can use the ticket some other time.
All right, let's first, she acknowledges that she owes you some rent, which is why she was evicted, but I want to hear about this airline ticket.
We go to Vail every year as a family, and my daughter Jennifer was going along with my son and another friend of ours. And so when Melissa was moving in latter part of August and September, Jennifer says, well, gee, can Melissa go too? Because we've been skiing for the last 10 years, 15 years, whatever, together. And so I said, sure, that's great. Well, Melissa had just started a new job, and she says, well, yeah, I want to go, and I'll pay for it, but I can't pay for it right now. I said, okay. I mean, I've known her since she was 5 years old, so I have no reason to believe that she wouldn't follow through and pay what she said she would. So I agreed to go ahead and get the ticket. That way she could fly on the same plane with us and everything. Well, when the controversy happened with my daughter moving out, then there was this, I'm going to go, I'm not going to go, then Melissa, I'm going to go, I'm not going to go, back and forth
Well,
between
that's only
the
because
girls. Between the girls. And I'm not sure at this point in time who finally made who caused the both of them not to go, because it was a controversy between Jennifer wasn't going to go, she was mad at me. Then she said, yeah, I will go, but then Melissa said she'd already said she was going to work, and back and forth. And I told Melissa, I said, the bottom line is the ticket is yours in your name, and you can use it again some other time. It's not refundable, but it's a reusable ticket. And she still owed me the money for it. I mean, I can't use it, it's not in my name.
What she's saying is not far from what you say in your answer,
Well-
Melissa. You keep shaking your head no. You agreed to go on the trip.
Yes, I did.
And then
I also
your
agreed-
friend Jennifer, her daughter Jennifer,
Right?
was annoyed with her mother because her mother said, get your cats and your ferrets and your dogs out of the house because
The
you're
farm.
making my house a pig pen.
Uh-huh.
And so she's mad at her mother.
Right.
She says, then I'm not going on the trip with you.
Correct.
So
Well, when
then-
she said that, then I had taken a week off work. I wasn't going to take a week off work, so I then told my boss that I could, in fact, work and to please put me back on the schedule. Well, then Jennifer changed her mind, and I couldn't then go to my boss and say, oh, by the way, now I've changed my mind, so can you take me off the schedule again? And Leslie had told me, don't worry about it. I know it's Jennifer's fault that you can't go. I wasn't going to go if Jennifer wasn't going to go. And then when I couldn't go, Jennifer had then changed her mind and said she wanted to go. But then when I wasn't going, Jennifer wasn't going to go.
Who's the innocent? Who's the innocent person?
As far as what, ma'am?
As far as this whole scenario, you wanted to go on a trip with
Yes.
them. You said, please pay for the ticket because I want to go, but I can't pay for it right now. Is that what you told her?
Originally, yes.
Yeah. So she bought the ticket. She's out the money for this ticket, $262. Then you and your friend and everybody else got annoyed, right? Your friend got annoyed. She wasn't going to go. You weren't going to go. There's only one innocent person. That's her. She's out $262.
It wasn't my fault that they got into a dispute
Well, you-
and Jennifer then changed her mind. Was I going to go and ski by myself?
Why not?
Would you want to go and ski by yourself?
Listen, let me explain something to you. I don't go on top of a mountain where it's 4 degrees below zero, where I'm petrified to get to the bottom of that mountain, when I could be at the bottom of the mountain, sitting in a lodge, drinking a large grog. So I don't go on top of a mountain. I wouldn't ski by myself, and I wouldn't ski with the whole Coxie Army. That doesn't mean that you can't go skiing by yourself. You can go skiing by yourself. You never know who you'll meet if you go skiing. Right?
Ooh.
Lots of nice people go skiing. Tell me about the damage to your property.
Well, in the whole moving process, she broke into my bedroom and took it upon herself to pack all of my things when I was at work. Called me, left a message on my voicemail saying, "It's trash day today and the scavengers are out. I suggest you come and pick up your things off the driveway." When she was moving all of my things out of my room, she crushed my cowboy hat and ruined this one as well. I have receipts for both of those.
What do you mean she crushed it?
Well, I keep them, I love my cowboy hats, okay? I keep them in these sweater boxes upside down like they're supposed to so they don't lose their shape. She took the sweater thing out of my closet and put it in a box and crushed them. I can't wear that, nor can I wear this. It's got creases. People would laugh at me if I put this thing on and wore it. They would laugh at me.
Bird, would you get me the black hat,
Would
please?
you? I mean,
Would you get me the black hat, please?
that's, and this one too.
See that one.
This one has creases all over it.
Oh, God.
And it's completely lost
God,
its shape.
you better go to the doctor. It's got creases all over it. Just a second.
Doing a good job there,
What?
Judge. Doing a good job.
What?
But look at the brim. That's what the main concern is here.
Oh,
It's completely
God.
lost its
You
shape.
better get a life, madam. Just a second. Bird, would you do me a favor?
Sure.
Give her back the hat.
Sure.
Thank you.
And then also she was painting the house. Her and her son were painting the house. And in the process of painting the house, the wind apparently was blowing a little hard that day and blew overspray all over my car, all over my brand new car that I just got a couple of months ago. So now I have little white specks of paint all over my car. And I took it to find out how much that would be. So I
Does
have a
the
receipt
car
for that.
thing have any ring of truth to it?
This is the first I've heard about it today. I didn't know anything about it until today. This or the cowboy hats.
I just fixed the cowboy hats.
Ma'am, no, seriously? This is a $189 hat. This is not fixed at all. I cannot wear this hat.
Just a second. Who paid $189 for it?
I paid $189 and I have a
How-
receipt for that.
Just a second. How dare you pay $189 for a hat and not pay her rent?
I've had this
Just
hat.
a second. How dare you pay $189 for a hat and not give her the money that you owed her
The
for
hat
rent?
was purchased long before I ever even moved into the house. I've had this
How-
hat for a long time.
How long have you had the hat?
I can tell you exactly. I have a receipt. 2397.
How long did you live in the house?
4 months, 5 months, maybe.
August. She moved in the latter part of August into my house and then moved down the street.
I lived in her house before I moved into the dungeon because we
When
had
you-
to get the old roommates out.
When you said you lived in her house, you had a room in her house?
Yes.
Did you pay rent?
No.
How long did you live there?
A couple of weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
How long did you
About
live?
3 weeks.
And she just let you come there because she's fond of you?
Yeah, I would imagine so. She was out of town. She was on a cruise.
What difference does that make?
Oh,
It's her house.
okay.
$631 for rent and $262 for the ticket. Just bought yourself an electronic ticket. $893 is what you owe her. Is that right, Bert?
That's absolutely right, Judge.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $893. Your counterclaim is dismissed. It's non. Miss Ferguson, this is your father.
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor.
And you claim that your father has some valuable pieces of antique and paintings that belong to you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And he said that he made a loan to you. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
One of many that he's made, but the last loan was for $2,000. When was that made, sir?
That was made on May 23rd, 1995.
And that these things were given as collateral for that loan.
No, Your Honor.
Is that right?
That's right.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So why don't you tell me how your father came into possession of your things?
I had purchased a home, and I rented a truck. The truck broke down. I I took care of an elderly stroke patient 6 days, 6 nights. I was out of time, out of desperation. I had rented trucks many other times.
Come on, just let's get to it, please.
I'm sorry. Anyway, I asked him. He agreed.
Asked your father?
Yes.
To help
He owns
you.
a trucking company. He agreed. I never saw my things again.
That's not what you say in your complaint, madam. That's not what you say in your complaint. You don't say that you didn't get any of your things. You say some things were missing.
The things that he took from his truck, I never received.
You want to respond to that, please?
Yes, Your Honor. I own a trucking company. Dana lost her house in Woodland Hills, or Agora Hills, she got thrown out. She asked me to store this material. I had stuff in my warehouse for over 3 years. She bought a house after she had a settlement. I sent 7 loads of her stuff. I give her a little Toyota pickup truck to take a walk through my warehouse, to take anything that she thought was hers.
How much after the move did she come to do the walkthrough and you sent 7 loads of stuff to her house?
It was within weeks.
And how long ago was this?
Oh, this was 2 years ago.
Is that when you moved?
No, Your Honor.
When did you move?
I moved in October of 1994. He
Okay,
continued
just a
to
second.
Put me off.
Just a second.
I'm sorry.
1994
Yes, Your
is
Honor.
when this happened. So we're now talking 4 years ago almost, right? 4
Yes,
years.
Your Honor.
Now, he says that he stored stuff for you.
He did not store. There was never permission to store. I never...
He says that he sent 7 loads of stuff to your house.
It never came to my house.
Just let me understand this. This happened in 1994.
Yes.
Right. Now, when did you borrow $2,000 from your father?
I borrowed money from him on May 23rd, 1995. I was under the impression he would still relinquish all of my items to me. I had no inclination that he would ever. What father would steal from their daughter?
Just a second. He's not suing you. You're suing him.
You know what father would steal from their daughter?
I'm not sure whether he did. What I want to know, madam, is why, if he had your stuff in 1994, and you didn't get your stuff in 1994, so you were angry, I assume, right?
You know what? I wasn't angry. He kept telling me that I would get it. He couldn't get a truck. I kept offering trucks. It was like one excuse. You don't know this man. One excuse.
Well, I
after
don't know him, but you know
another.
him. Listen to me. I don't know him, but you know him well enough. You borrowed another $2,000
I didn't know him like
from
that.
him. Tell me about the $2,000 that you borrowed from
Well,
him.
he must have trusted me to do that. I trusted him.
Ms. Ferguson,
I trusted
why did you
him.
borrow $2,000 from him?
I borrowed it out of necessity.
Well, for what? What did you tell him? Tell me about it. You called him?
I called him. He said he's going to need more copies of my appraisals of my pictures. He wanted something else as collateral. He said that what he had.
But just a second.
He
We didn't
couldn't
get to the collateral yet.
Okay.
You called him up and said, I need money.
Right. He said.
Well, tell me about the conversation, madam, slowly.
Okay, I'm trying to.
Called him up and you said, I need money. And did he ask you what for?
Yeah. Yes.
And what did you say?
I said, well, after purchasing my home, I was in between jobs. May I borrow this? When you give me the rest of my stuff, I will, if I need to sell it, I'll sell it. Because he had everything I owned. But I trusted him. He's my father. What reason would I not have to trust him? I wouldn't lie about this. There's no reason for me to. He's taken my whole life away.
I'm still not following your story, madam. You want to tell me about this?
Okay, it's not the first time she needed money. She's an older lady now. I figured she needed responsibility. Last time she needed money, she needed $3,500. I told her to go to her attorney that she's handling the case. I'll give her the
case?
30. She had a suit for damage. She got hurt in an accident. I love this girl terribly, but I want her to grow up and take responsibility. So I says, I'll give you the $3,500, but you've got to make sure I get it back. I have young children. I've got to make sure they're provided for. The court case was settled. I got my $3,500. Everything was fine. I get a phone call. She said, Dad, I need money. I can't make my my payments on my house. I need $2,000. I says, Dana, I will not give you any money unless I have something in collateral. By this time, I had nothing. So I met her at this restaurant. I was with my nephew and one of my children, my younger ones. Let her make the note out. I give her the 5 $100 cashier's checks plus $1,500 in cash. She went out to her car, unloaded the stuff into my
Unloaded what
van.
stuff?
Stuff. I mean, she had a statue, some paintings rolled up. I had that as collateral. I didn't even know if it was worth anything. I just said I want her to have responsibility. I can no longer just give her things. She has to take responsibility.
Okay. Good. Stop playing with the papers.
I'm sorry.
Stop playing with papers.
Pardon me.
A couple weeks later, she calls me up. I have to have my stuff. I've got to sell it. I said, Dana, you've left it for collateral. You've left it for collateral, honey. You've got to take responsibility. I was at Lake Mead 4th of July weekend. All the families invited. All my daughters, my youngest daughter came up. Mark and his fiancée was there. She got sick, and they went home early. I get a phone call that Dana, her boyfriend, and his boyfriend's mother broke into the house.
Who did you get a phone call from?
Mark.
Mark, step up here. Okay, you're out on this trip. Is your father?
Yes.
My stepfather.
Stepfather?
I was on vacation at Lake Mead.
You went home early.
Yes.
And what happened when you went home?
The next morning, we were home, received a knock on the door. It was Dana and her boyfriend. She wanted to come into the house and get her stuff. I said, I know nothing about this. My stepfather, Frank, was on vacation. You'll have to wait until he gets back. I tried to close the door at that point. They pushed the door in, pushed me to the ground, roughed me up a little bit, came in and started taking things. I yelled at my fiancée to call the cops. She did. They came. The cops stopped them from taking the stuff, and they left.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Your Honor, it's twisted.
Did you go to the house?
Yes, after I was told everything was sold.
Just a second.
To
I don't
prove
care
it
what you were
wasn't.
told. Did you go to the house when your father wasn't home?
Yes, I was instructed to do so by my mom.
I don't care what your mom told you.
I know. You're right.
Police were called?
I wanted them to arrest me because then somebody would defend me. Somebody would have seen that all my things were there.
Listen, I believe your father, madam. I believe your father that he lent you $2,000. You acknowledge that he gave you $2,000 and he took things as collateral.
Have you seen the note, Your Honor?
What note?
This is the note. It only states 2 items.
Let me see.
And here's what he sent me only 2 months later. Okay.
Okay. This says that you have 2 items. So as held as collateral. And do you still have these 2 items in your possession?
She broke into the house and took one of those.
Which one did she take?
The statue.
Is that the bronze?
Yes.
Your Honor.
Mother and child?
Yes. She only had one of those.
Your Honor.
And the other one is an Erte.
Yes. I had it at the time.
Okay.
Luckily, the police made her put it back.
Your Honor.
What?
The van was searched. Everything was taken out. I wasn't allowed to. Nothing was relinquished back to me. Nothing. I didn't receive anything. I didn't take anything out of his house. I never asked for anything that belonged to him. I was willingly going to give him that $2,000. I had asked him, please allow for me to give you the $2,000 so I may have everything that belongs to me.
So why didn't you give him the $2,000?
Your Honor,
Who are you?
my name is Oscar Dustam. I'm a witness.
What did
And
you see?
He never wanted to collect the $2,000. My family and I collected the money, and at that time, I spoke to Dana and tried to get in touch with her father, and he refused to get her things back.
Just a second, sir. Did you ever have a conversation with him?
No.
So you were going to get $2,000 and give it to her.
Yes.
But she never gave it to her father.
No, he refused.
Well, did you hear him say, I refuse?
Over the intercom, Your Honor.
Are you her boyfriend?
It's on a tape.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, I'm her boyfriend.
Are you the one who broke into the house when he
I
wasn't
did
home?
not break into the house, Your
Never
Honor.
broke in.
Are you the one that went into the house to retrieve property?
No, Your Honor. I stepped into the door, and by the time this gentleman, the stepson, came, he was feeling bad, and he came and he tried to push us back, and everything started just going
Just a second.
chaos.
Just a second. What right do you have to be in his house?
I was not in his house. I was at the door with her.
What right do you have to be in his house?
I was permitted to come into the corridor.
By whom?
By him. He allowed me, he opened the door and allowed me in. And once I was in, then he came after me.
What were you going there to do?
I had my box with all of my receipts, and I said, please, just give
You were
me
going there to take property.
to take what belongs to
You
me.
were going to his house
To take
when
what
he wasn't
belongs
home
to
to take
me.
property. Is that what you were doing, madam?
There was somebody in the home. I would have...
Listen. This is baloney.
Can
Listen
you
to me.
please see my certificates?
I don't want to see your certificates.
He victimized me because he knew he can get away with it.
I
He's
don't
done
believe
this to a number of people. You don't know this man.
I don't know him and I don't know you.
unfortunately, I know
Hey,
him now.
listen to me. I don't know him and I don't know you. All I know is the story that you're telling me doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. And common sense usually is right. It doesn't make sense that your father, who you asked for help, took your property and stole it. And after he stole your property, you called him up and asked him for money. He lent you money, and he wanted collateral. And you gave him collateral, and then when he wasn't home, this makes sense, when he wasn't home, you, your boyfriend, and your boyfriend's mother went into the house without his permission.
Everything was there, Your Honor.
It was there. I described everything I owned.
We didn't even have to go into the house.
I
Everything
thought
was-
you said, sir,
No.
that you
wouldn't have had
listen to me. How could you stand there and tell me, sir, that everything was there when you just told me 2 seconds ago that you never got past the front door?
Please
Everything
don't make
was
him
hanging
right again.
on the walls. Your Honor, you can see pictures of her.
I don't know what this is about. I don't know the history of this family. Clearly, it's a pathological situation.
I would never lie, Your Honor. These things belong to me. I don't want what doesn't belong to me. I never asked for what doesn't belong to me.
According to your father, has always been this way. Is that right?
No, Your Honor. He'd been through therapy.
What about you?
I had to,
For a long time?
on and off. Yeah. But nothing to, because you have this as a father, of course.
Listen to me. If you have this as a father, and if you've been in therapy for years because you have this for father, you don't call and ask him for money. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Well, there comes a time you got to stand on your own 2 feet,
You're
madam.
right.
You're
I bought my
absolutely
own
right. So
house.
you got to stop.
I moved out when I was 18. I was the only one with a relationship with this man.
Well, you don't have one
children.
anymore. It's too bad. I am not
It is
convinced,
too
madam, that he
bad.
stole your property. And, sir, you have the collateral.
Yes, ma'am.
Do what you want to do with it. That's all. Former friends
Correct.
fight over money.
Not correct.
Unfortunately.
Well, that's why we're here, sir, because this is
Correct.
a dispute over money.
Correct.
According to you, Mr. Harkness, you lent Mr. Cutler $3,000.
Yes, that's correct.
Mr. Cutler says it was a gift.
Correct.
So why don't you tell me, sir, how did this loan come about?
Well, in the beginning of 1995, Stephen was living in a house. He was renting a room. He couldn't live at home. His father, they kicked him out of the house, and he couldn't live at home. He had nowhere else to go, and he was also getting kicked out of this new apartment that he had gone into. And he came to me and said, John, can you give me $5,000? I said, Stephen, $5,000 is a lot of money. You know what I mean? I really can't give you $5,000. I said,
What kind of work do you do that you had
well,
thousands of dollars?
unfortunately, when I was younger, I had cancer, and I had gotten a settlement for it. And so when I
How
was...
did you get a settlement for having cancer?
Well, because I was misdiagnosed for not having it. And then I did have it, so it was a big, drawn-out thing. When I was 19, I got a settlement and put it away and invested it for my children.
How much did you get?
It was about $500,000. So
And Mr. Cutler, you knew that he was getting a settlement?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So Stephen came to me, like I said, asked me if I can give him $5,000. He didn't say lend, and I said, Stephen, I can't give you $5,000. I can let you borrow $3,000. He said, oh, come on, you can give me $5,000. You got the money. I said, Stephen, it's not about if I have the money. I can't afford it. I was going to school. I put myself through college. And that was even before I got the settlement. So I've been working hard my whole life to save my own money. He said, come on, please, 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 you know. I said, all right, listen, I can let you borrow $3,000, but you got to pay me back. He said, well, I can't pay you back right away. I said, Stephen, I know you don't have money. If it takes you a year to pay me back, just pay me, you know, in drips and drabs, whatever you can, you know. So I gave him the money. He was so happy, you know. He said, thank you. My witness was present.
What did you write him a check?
I wrote him a check. And when I went to write him the check out, he said, don't write the check out to me, write it out to my father, because I don't have enough money in my account to cover it. Well, I said, that, you know, seems pretty sensible. He was asking me for the money, so obviously he didn't have money to cover it. And he said, I need the money right away because I have to put it down on a new apartment. So I said, no problem. I wrote the check out to his father so his father could cash it. After I gave him the money, I saw him less and less over the next 6 months. Come that October, I went back to college to get my bachelor's degree. So, and then I saw Stephen less even more. So I called Stephen up. Hey, Steve, I haven't talked to you in so long. How you been? What's going on? This and that. We talked like old buddies, like nothing had ever happened. Soon as I mentioned the money. What money? I said, Stephen, come on. You know, we grew up together. What do you mean, what money? You know? He said, you said that was a gift. I said, Stephen, come on. Who's going to give somebody $3,000? I was like, I haven't even given anybody in my own family $3,000, let alone a good friend. I said, I can let you, I'll let you borrow it. We said, that's not what you told me, and hung up the phone.
Okay, stop. Mr. Cutler, did you need money?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
You were working in 1995?
Yes, I was.
What kind of work were you doing?
Working in a soda distribution company.
Doing what?
Forklift work and just distribution, loading trucks up.
Okay. Were you evicted from residences at that time?
No, I wasn't.
Your Honor,
Well, tell me.
Your Honor, that's a lie.
Just a second. We let you speak. Get back in a second. You don't deny that he transferred, I'm not going to say gave, loaned, or whatever, he transferred $3,000 to you for your benefit?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Now you tell me how that came about, sir.
We were longtime friends. We grew up together in the same neighborhood. And I knew John was getting a settlement, and he said to me, he said, Steve, he said, if I ever get a large settlement, he says, I'm going to take care of you and George Altz because you guys have been my best friends for so many years. Now, that's what he said to me. He said, you guys are going to get $5,000 each and a trip to Europe, he said to me. He said, I'm going to take you to Europe on me. That's what he told me.
I'm going to take you to Europe.
To Europe, yes, on him.
Just
That we were going to go backpacking, hiking.
So did you ever do that?
No, we didn't.
So tell me about the $3,000.
So as time went on, we were in the basement and together, and he said, Steve, he said, remember when I told you I was going to give you $5,000? I said, yes. He said, well, I can't afford to give you $5,000. He said, I spend a lot of money. He said, but I could afford to give you $3,000.
You mean, and that just came out of the blue?
Yes.
Just to hanging out in the basement?
Yeah, yes.
Did you say to him, what happened to the backpacking that we were going to do, the traveling
No,
we were going to do?
I never brought up Europe. I wasn't going to be greedy. I figured whatever, you know, he was going to give me, he was going to give me.
So it just came out of the blue?
To be honest with you, it's been a few years. I don't remember the exact conversation, how it was brought up.
I do.
To be honest with you.
Go ahead.
It never took place in my basement.
Yes, it did.
When he was living in the house and he was getting kicked out, that's when the money transpired, actually. Mr. Alt was present.
He was present?
Step up here, sir.
Yes, he was.
Your Honor,
Step up here,
he's
sir.
lying, Your Honor.
Just a second. That's my strong suit, sir, to tell who's lying. What makes sense? Common sense. Yes.
How you doing?
Your name is... I'm
George
doing
Altz.
fine. How are you doing?
Good.
Pleased to hear that. Your name is?
George Altz. Basically, me and Steve talked about getting a loan from John. Actually, it wasn't a loan. We wanted to receive $5,000. Stephen ended up asking him. I just kind of stayed off to the side. A short time after, Steve came back and said, he's not going to loan us $5,000. He'll let us borrow $3,000.
Why were you looking to borrow money?
Because I was in debt at the time, and I had a lot of bills. So did Stephen. So Stephen said, you know, I asked him, he would loan me $3,000. I said, I don't want a loan. If he's going to give me $3,000, I'll take the $3,000. I don't want another loan to get out of debt, to get back in debt with a friend. So I said, it's not even worth it.
Why would you think that your friend, Mr. Harkness, would give you money?
Like, we grew up together. I would. You got to understand our circumstances. You know, we've been through a lot since little kids. I thought maybe we can get some money from him as a friend.
Sure, step up here. Who are you?
My name's Joseph Smeltzer. I know all three of these men here for well over 15 years. When John received his lawsuit, for years, well before he received it, Steve and George had been his best friend, lifelong best friends. John had bragged countless times, and specifically, that he was going to take care of them financially and give them a gift.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Just a second. Were you present, sir, when you heard any discussion about $5,000 and a trip
Yes,
to Europe?
I was, many times. He made a lot of promises to a lot of people, not just Steve and George. I mean, he bragged that he was going to take care of a lot of people in many different ways.
Shh.
And
Just a
as-
minute. A lot of people do that.
Yes, they do.
A lot of
Absolutely,
people
they
do that.
But you got to consider the fact when best friends of this nature, they're considered like family. They grew up all their lives. It's more like family. It's like if I came into $1 million tomorrow, I'd have no problem giving Steve $5,000.
What you, Mr. Cutler, is suing for is on a contract. You say that there was a contract, and your contract with him was that he was going to give you a gift, right?
Correct.
A contract requires, in the law, something called consideration. There has to be something that you give to him and something that he gives to you in order for it to be enforceable. Otherwise, it's just puffing. I'm going to take care of all of my friends. Now, there's a certain amount of common sense that suggests to me that you are having certain problems in 1995.
Your
That
Honor,
has a ring of truth to it, sir.
Your Honor, $3,000 wasn't going to make any difference in my life at that time.
He was getting kicked out of the
whatsoever.
Just a second.
Whatsoever, Your Honor.
Just a second. Then why, Mr. Cutler, would you think, sir, that after several years, because this transaction took place several years ago, that Mr. Harkness would at this point sue you for the $3,000?
Because he's a bitter man, Your Honor.
Just a second.
Can I?
Why do you think he's a bitter man?
He's a bitter man because I was friends with him for a year after he gave me the $3,000. After that, I couldn't be friends with him no more because he had a swelled head and I couldn't deal with him no more. And a lot of people the same way. So
Don't tell me about a lot of other people. What
two
about
years
you?
later, he calls me up on the phone and said, Steve, he says, the money that I gave you, I want it back. I said, John, you gave it to me as a gift. He said, doesn't matter. We don't speak no more. He says, I want the money back.
Never
I said, well, you're not going to receive the money. You gave it to
happened.
me as a gift.
Nope.
He said, well, I'll see you in court. And I said, I'll see you in
Your
court
Honor?
then.
Just a second. I'm going to resolve this in a minute. Did he make the check payable to your father?
Yes, he did. He told me, Your Honor, the reason why he made it out to my father was he told me, he goes, I don't want you spending it all in one place. He goes, I feel if your father is involved with it, he goes, your father will look out for the money better than you will.
Not true,
and that's why he wrote my check to my father.
Oh, no. You see, a very important thing for you to remember, sir, is that common sense is what's supposed to prevail in a court. If he were giving you money outright, he would have given you the check made out to you. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you didn't need the money immediately, you could have opened up a bank account, put that check in the bank account, and waited for the check to clear. The fact that he made the check out to your father suggests to me that you needed the money immediately.
Yes.
And thank you for agreeing with me.
Sorry.
I also think, Mr. Cutler, that of all of his friends, I haven't heard of anybody else that just took money from him. Right? You haven't told me about anybody else that just took money.
I'm the only one here, Your Honor.
I
mean,
there were other people.
There were other people.
No, there wasn't.
I could have brought many witnesses here, but...
Name one.
Just a second.
Why'd you bring him?
Hey!
Sorry.
Sit down now. Mr. Harkness, I am satisfied based upon primarily the one tangible thing that we know, which is that you both agree on, that you made the check payable to his father, and that suggests to me that there was an immediate need that he had for the funds,
Yes,
which
Your Honor.
supports your story that he needed the funds immediately for a new apartment, which is totally different from what he's saying is that you were in the basement of your building making out a check and you said, I'm going to give you some money.
No, never happened.
Well, I know you say it never happened. So I am giving you a judgment, sir, in the amount of $3,000, which is the amount of the loan. Thank you,
Your
that's
Honor.
all.
Why is that excused? You may step out.